Hi, I'm Chef Gail Sokol and welcome to my kitchen. So what do these gorgeous lemons and beautiful, huge fresh strawberries have in common? They go together in my Gigundo strawberry lemon muffins. And it's an easy recipe. Think brunch, think Mother's Day, think birthdays, think any type of a special celebration for breakfast, or you really want to wow somebody, and they're super easy to make. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is I have my jumbo muffin pan. As you can see, it sort of looks very different than the standard muffins. So you can make 12 standard muffins if you want, between 12 and 15, but we're gonna make 6 gigantic muffins, all right? For whoever can handle it. So I'm going to get my dry ingredients together first. This uses the creaming method of mixing. So right now we're going to get our mise en place ready before we start creaming. And I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour in a bowl. I'm going to combine that with 2 teaspoons of baking powder and a half a teaspoon of table salt. I'm going to put that right in there. And I'm going to whisk that up. Those are our dry ingredients, but because they have our baking powder and our salt in there, we need them really homogeneously blended. So we don't want to just dump them into our electric mixer. All right, once they're mixed, we put them aside. Now, I have sprayed my Gigundo muffin pan with nonstick cooking spray and set it aside, so that too is ready to go. Now, in my electric mixer, 1 cup of granulated sugar is going to go right in there. And 1 stick of unsalted softened butter, and it's nice and soft. Boop. All right. And with my paddle attachment, I'm going to cream. You know how it goes, right? You're going to cream it until it's light and fluffy. We're trying to aerate that butter. We're trying to get that air incorporated into the butter. The sugar helps with that because the sugar sort of grinds through its crystallization, sort of grinds that butter together. And the butter will actually go from yellow to white, and it holds air. Butter holds air. Who knew, right? And this butter is going to work with the baking powder in our flour mixture to get the proper texture, the delicate proper texture, and rise for our muffins. So once these are almost creamed, and I'm going to get a spatula, a rubber spatula, so I can push things down. Once this has creamed, you're going to add 2 large eggs that you want to crack into either a liquid measuring cup or a cup or something. You don't want to crack them directly into your mixer. Don't do it because you'll end up with shell in there. All right, so I'm going to just scrape down the sides of my bowl. My butter is turning light. And I have already preheated my oven. I'm going to let it go for a minute or 2. I've preheated my oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, another thing you have to think about, I want these on the middle rack, so I have to make sure my top rack is not going to interfere when they rise up into this beautiful muffin. So I sort of remove that top rack so that they do have room to grow. Okay, so now that we have the creaming process going, I'm going to turn this to low speed. I'm going to add 1 egg at a time. Whoa, both jumped in there, and that's okay. We're going to keep some of this back. They just couldn't go without the other, so that never happened before. So normally you want to do 1 egg at a time, fully incorporate it before you add the next one. That is the creaming method of mixing. I'm going to add the rest of that ceremoniously, right? Now, once this gets nice and incorporated, you're going to see the yellow from the yolks. But again, we're still not a batter yet. And I can blend this on medium-high speed with nothing happening. I'm not going to increase gluten formation. I'm not going to create toughness yet. It's only when the wheat flour, the all-purpose flour goes in there, that's when I'm going to end up that I need to be careful with this, the gluten formation. So I'm going to just scrape down my bowl. And you can do that a few times if you want around your paddle. And then I'm going to incorporate, it's usually dry. I'm going to leave this on low speed. Dry, then wet, then dry ingredients. You want to begin and end with the dry ingredients. So what are our wet ingredients? Well, I'm going to tell you. I have half a cup of whole milk. If you don't want whole milk, you can use skim, you can use oat milk, you can use coconut milk, you can use any type of milk you want. And I'm going to add the zest from 1 lemon right in there. I find the zest doesn't really distribute very well when you put it in the flour. I have a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and that's pure vanilla extract, and a teaspoon of lemon extract. Okay, that's going right in there. And I'm just going to, with a fork, sort of mix that up a little bit. All right? So what I need to do now, my dry ingredients are ready. I'm going to actually start dry first. So I'm going to put half of the dry ingredients in and make sure it's on low speed or you will be wearing it. And you don't want to be wearing it. So we've homogeneously blended this flour, baking powder, and salt, so they're all ready to go. We're going to put half in here. Very often in recipes you'll see 1/3 of the dry ingredients go in first. But here we're going to do half. And then after we put in half, we're going to make sure that we have some wetness because this is actually getting nice and dry, this batter. So I want this to get going for a little bit. You may want to scrape it down once. All right. And it's a relatively stiff batter at this phase anyway. And then we're going to add our milk and our accoutrement in our milk. And we're going to add that on slow speed. All right, so we have our milk, our zest, our flavorings. Just add it slowly till it's incorporated. And you can see the lumpiness from that lemon zest. It just adds a little, the true flavor of the lemon is from the zest. So definitely use that zest. All right, once this is incorporated, I'm going to add the rest of my flour, again on low speed. And at this point, you do not want to overmix because you do have wheat flour in here, flour from the wheat plant, and flour from the wheat plant when mixed with water-based ingredients actually forms gluten. And that creates toughness. So we really don't want a lot of toughness. So I'm going to push this remainder, get in there. All right. Give it a whirl around and stop. All right. And we have this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful batter. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful batter that smells very lemony. But we're missing something. We're missing our strawberries. So I haven't forgotten about them. I'm going to clean off my paddle. All right, so clean that up really well. Sometimes I use my fingers. All right. And again, because you have that electric mixer and that electric mixing bowl, there's that little bump inside. You want to go around and you want to see that beautiful batter. I'm just going to go around and make sure all my dry ingredients are incorporated. Now, the piece de resistance, the strawberries. 2½ cups of washed, hulled, and diced strawberries. Right here, they are beautiful. And I'm going to add something that will be a little tip for you if you ever want to make fruit muffins, fresh fruit muffins or frozen fruit muffins. Take about a teaspoon of all-purpose flour and just put it in there. And I know it looks silly, but it actually coats those strawberries. If you used blueberries, it would coat them as well. And my grandma taught me this, and a lot of people do this. And what it does is it helps that flour on the outside of the fruit, helps to catch onto that batter so you don't open up your muffin and have all the fruit on the bottom and no fruit on the top. See, I love the fruit to be evenly distributed, and I like to see the beautiful fruit through the muffin tops as they bake. I love it. And I need it. All right, so we're gonna put those right in there. All right, now at this stage, you want to fold in gently because you have your beautiful fruit. You would have to go a little bit slower and more carefully if you had blueberry, because the blueberries have that beautiful pigment, the anthocyanin, that can actually, is very good for you, by the way, but it can make everything look like a Smurf muffin. So you really don't want that. These are beautiful, and I smell the lemon. I can smell the berry. All right, now I'm gonna fill my muffin tin, my Gigundo muffin tin. All right, and in order to do that, I like to use my jumbo ice cream scoop. I love it because it's huge, and it's about almost the diameter of the muffin cup. I would use a slightly smaller one if I did my standard. All right, and you want to fill these pretty full, a little over half, about 3/4. All right. These should make about 6 big ones, and sometimes they make a few more. I'm going to show you to make 6 right now. And you can go back and top off a little bit, but you don't want to overfill them because they're going to rise. There's going to be a rise. All right, and that's why I love that little dome on top. All right, you see those beautiful strawberries on top? They're going to stay there because we have that flour in there. All right. So I might even get a few more of these. Just top off a few of these, but again, you don't want to overfill. Okay. Whoops. You can even make a little cake if you want as well in a little pan. Now I'm not done yet. So I'm going to take a little granulated sugar, and I'm just going to do a little sprinkle on each one because that helps with the browning. The sugar caramelizes a little bit. Not only that, it helps, besides the browning, it just gives them a little sweetness. There's not too much sugar in here. All right. I'm going to bake them for about 30 minutes until they're golden brown, until a sharp knife inserted into the center of one comes out clean. So my strawberry lemon muffins are fresh out of the oven. They're gorgeous. They're huge. And I don't want to share, but if you want to share one because they are that big, you can share with somebody, but not me. I got it all to myself. So if you're a beginner baker or even not a beginner baker, this is a perfect recipe for you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you become a subscriber. Till next time.